50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of The Dream Wager presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer, episode 494. Today is Monday, January 27th, 2025, and we are just one game away from the end of the football season. Kid, how you doing?
It sucks to hear that, but hey, Dill,
Yeah.
glad to be here on the shockingly sunny. It's been freezing. It's been dark. It's been gray. It's been snowy. It's been rainy. We got a nice warm day finally up in the Northeast. We're feeling good, a little under the weather, but we're feeling much better after the weekend, after Championship Sunday, Dill. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's been nice these past few days. It's going to be in the 40s, they said this week. So hopefully it melts some of this snow out here. But doing well, kid. Yeah, it was a great weekend. NFC game. Saquon just was a beast. We'll talk about that. Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl. They have another date. I mean, this man just lives in the Super Bowl. This guy. We'll take a look real quick at Super Bowl 59 down in the Bayou in New Orleans. Got some coaching hires as well. And you know, as soon as the football season kind of winds down, what is the start? What is it the start of, Elvis?
Well, we got baseball. Then we got March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's the NBA season, kid. Now it officially starts.
I'll wait till after the All-Star break,
which is soon, which is in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, we did talk about that last week as well. And yeah, you said March Madness as well. What month is that in?
March.
There you go. Trick question. I almost had you.
Well,
in March.
Realistically, the games that really matter.
April.
Exactly. And around the 32 is April.
Hey, I've been really locked in. I've been watching about 2 to 3 games at a week. I've been trying to dive more into, but now this Saturday that just passed, I was balls deep into the college basketball realm. The SEC might not be a football school anymore. They are loaded in college basketball. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But, kid, let's start. Let's recap the NFC. We'll start there. Eagles 55. I mean, it was a championship record. They hung 55 on the Redskins to 23. I mean, from that first run that Saquon dipped, I think it was like a 60-something yarder. After that, man, it was over. 15 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts had 3 touchdowns. Will Shipley had a rushing touchdown. 7 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, it was a record. I think it could be broken down into a lot of things. I think, you know, the turnovers, I think it was three turnovers, 3 fumbles, the interception late in the game. They were just a better team. The Eagles, it was a shit. They got the shit kicked out of them, let's just say. And, you know, the turnovers didn't help, but, you know, I don't think Jaden Daniels, he had a crazy season. He's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He did all that he could, but it was just too much power on the Philadelphia side. So thoughts on the game and thoughts on the season for the Redskins?
You know, I think Philadelphia just flexed their muscles. Saquon showed everybody why, at least in my opinion, why the running back should be in the MVP conversation. I understand it's been a quarterback award, but we all know Saquon is what turned this team around. I'm not saying they weren't a good team prior, but Saquon has elevated this team, and we're seeing it in front of our eyes. They've been one of the best teams in the NFL all season long. One of the best rushing attacks all season long. But what honestly really has been coming alive since, I'm going to say week 7 or something around there, week 6. There's been the best defense in the NFL. We got to give Nick Fangio his credit. Kellen Moore calling some some great run schemes as
Just
well.
runs.
Yeah, offensively. But we also got to give credit to Nick Sirianni just because, early on in the season, even last season, there was some talks about his job status. For the last 4 years, you can make the case Nick Sirianni has been the second best head
He's a
coach.
top 5 head coach in the
Yeah,
NFL.
I'm not going to crown him that, but I can't deny how great of a job he's been doing these past 4 to 5
He's
years.
a winner.
Got to give him that. For the game deal, I think Jalen Hurts, after what we saw, how he wasn't as mobile, especially in the second half last week with his knee, he was flat out amazing. Throwing the ball 20 for 28, rushing the ball as well. I understand he didn't, torch them, but 3 on the ground, 2 were tush pushes. One was a great design run. But in reality, he hit the throws when he needed to. I like the fact him and A.J. Brown had himself a huge game, first time in a while. But it was Saquon Barkley, dude. Like I said, he was just flat out special. Huge run to start the game. 3 touchdowns total. Jalen had 3 as well. They just honestly couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop Saquon. And when they needed a third down conversion, it was A.J. Brown. It was A.J. Brown. It was Dallas Goedert as well. So give credit to Philadelphia Eagles for just an overall impressive win, defensive, special teams, and offense. Now for the Washington Commanders, at the end they overachieved so much. Like, for them to reach this NFC Championship, how many times did we come on this show and say, they're way ahead of schedule. They're way ahead of schedule. We didn't expect them to be a 9, 10, 11 win team. They made it to the NFC Championship game. So I think the sky's the limit with Jaden Daniels. I think Dan Quinn has to be considered. I understand he probably won't get no Coach of the Year's votes or anything like that, but he has to be up there. I think he did one hell of a job getting this team to 12 wins. Defensively, like Bobby Wagner. I think Lattimore played with a little too much emotion that hurt him.
He got dusted yesterday.
I'm gonna just say he played a little too emotional, couldn't contain himself, and the game got a little out of hand, especially in the second quarter when they felt like the game was slipping away. But all honesty, great, amazing season for the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, the new front office as well. This is the first year as new management, new ownership in the first season NFC Championship game. So hats off to the Washington Commanders. The future, hey, the next 10 years is looking very bright.
I think the game shifted because it was, I thought maybe kind of a game at 14-12 at one point. But they were only down for the first 16 seconds, and then the first play they scored a touchdown. So offensively, they were never really down. But that fourth down conversion Jalen Hurts made to A.J. Brown on the sideline against Lattimore, I said, oh, yeah. That was when the game shifted, and they never looked back from there. And I was like, yeah. And to be honest, I like the first possession for the Redskins going down there, converting on, 2, 3, 4th downs. But you only walk away with 3 points.
Yeah,
you gotta get touchdowns.
Yeah, to me, if after you go for it 2 times and convert it, and you're already at the 20-something yard line, you just gotta keep going for it. There's no way you settle for 3 after 2 attempts going for it on 4th down. So to me, you're in Philadelphia. You're a huge underdog.
Yeah,
I think you gotta put up 7 to make a statement.
You have to. So. Great game, I thought, for if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan. Yeah, like you mentioned, Nick Sirianni, a lot of people wanted his head on a stake. A lot of people were questioning his job security. Yeah. Even this year, he was barking with the fan. I mean, they're not barking anymore. I mean, he's back in the Super Bowl. It's a rematch. We'll talk about the Chiefs in a little. But, yeah, man, I thought – I said it on the pod earlier in the season. I said, yeah, the Lions might have gotten the number 1 seed, but I always feared the Eagles were the most complete team on roster and on paper. That I thought they had everything. I thought they had defense. Offense was good. You know what they're going to do. Run the ball. And when they need to, they'll hit you with a play action. Tight ends are good. They have stars on the wide receiver front with Devontae Smith. Even Dallas Goedert had a really good game. A.J. Brown's really good. They could hit you in so many different ways. When Jalen Hurts took that knee brace off, I was like, oh, yeah, it's go time for him. He felt good. Even they asked Saquon he was a lead blocker on one of the touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. I was like, dude.
And it was a great block, by the way.
Great block, and this guy does everything you ask him to do. Honestly, if they do go with, I'm not rooting for him because I don't like Philly, but I am happy for Saquon.
Yeah, this is, to me, like I said, this proves that Saquon at least deserves. He has to be at least considered the most valuable player. Elevating the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw how they crashed and burned last season. What they started 11-0. I think they finished the season 1-6. Looked terrible in Tampa Bay. And look at them now. They were winning this game by 32 points. We saw how good they looked last week. And it's honestly just Saquon. It's not Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts had a good game this week. But those first two playoff games, it was defense and Saquon Barkley. So give credit to Saquon. Honestly, he should be the favorite right now for a Super Bowl MVP. Honestly, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, besides them. I understand it's a quarterback award, people, but Saquon should be the front runner right now.
I even think some defensive players should get some notoriety as well, because if you're going to stop Patrick Mahomes, you're going to need maybe Nolan Smith, maybe a guy like Jalen Carter, who wrecks games, who makes big plays as well. So, yeah, we'll talk about MVP props, but definitely. And, you said something to me after the game that I thought was interesting. Definitely worth the money. I think he's definitely underpaid at this point, what he's be able to produce for this team. I agree. I think maybe he'll reset the market again. But this upcoming class of free agents for running backs, they're not going to get it. Maybe in the future. I'm going to read you some of the names. They're just not worth it at this point in their career. Aaron Jones, good running back. He's not going to get that. Najee Harris, good running back. Not going to get that. A.J. Dillon, good running back. Not going to get it. Nick Chubb coming off an injury. That's about it. AJ, like I said, Jeff Wilson.
That's the thing. Like Derrick Henry, he has that 1 year option. He got hopped out. I feel like even at this age, almost 2,000 yards. You could make the case he was the second best running back this season. I think he could go out there, set the market. I'm not saying maybe the all time, 3 years, 60 mil or nothing like that, but I could see Mark Henry. Shout out Mark Henry though.
Shout out Mark Henry.
I could see Derrick Henry getting like a 2 year, $30 million, $20 million guaranteed, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, should be very interesting moving forward. But yeah, Saquon now, 414 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns this season versus the Redskins. He just owns them. Let's go to the night game. Kansas City Chiefs back in the Super Bowl, 32-29. Man, Patrick Mahomes was fantastic. 18 for 26, 245 yards. I thought they ran the ball really well. I'll say this, when they were down 22-21 with about 6-7 minutes, maybe I think it was around 9 minutes left in the game.
When they got the ball with 10 minutes.
I was sitting there saying, you know what? They might actually fucking do it. They might do it. I think you could nitpick certain things, but I think they got out-coached, and I thought Josh Allen needs to take some blame. And I know he did enough to win games, but at the end of the day, you're playing against Patrick Mahomes and you're playing against the Chiefs where you need to make mistake-free football. And he just didn't yesterday. And in big games, he just doesn't do that sometimes. So I think there's a lot of things to go around. First of all, they don't run the tush push correctly. That's the one thing I don't understand. Like, they just don't do it well. They don't push. They don't push well. And to be honest, Doug McDermott ran the same fucking play about 5 to 6 times, and Steve Spagnuolo knew what they were doing. They gotta call a new play. I didn't think they did that well, and I thought early on Josh Allen looked very timid and he looked like very nervous. And why are you taking the ball out of James Cook's hand? That's another thing I didn't understand. 13 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. They weren't able to stop James Cook. Why are you taking the ball out of his hands? I didn't understand that. There were so many things. I thought defensively, there were times they played well, but this is the first time all year the Chiefs scored more than 30 points in the AFC Championship game. So, I don't know. I think offensively, the Chiefs early on, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, they were finding holes right up the middle. They made it look easy for them. So I don't know. I thought they did. I thought they played well. but not well enough. And I thought Josh Allen said it the best. If you want to be the champs, you gotta beat the champs, and you just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's the same old story. This is why on the pod on the last episode I said my heart is gonna be with the Buffalo Bills, but I'm gonna advise everyone not to bet them. Because at the end of the Kansas City Chiefs are just that good. I understand a lot of people, let's just say like on social media or whatever, are gonna react. Oh, the refs. At the end of the Bills didn't play a clean enough game to win the game. At
Yep.
the end of the day, they had multiple opportunities to take care of business and simply couldn't. Couple conversions. Fourth down, 2 point, this and that. They convert those, they win this game. They just honestly couldn't get off the field. Patrick Mahomes, like you said, it was special. He was special, not just through the air, 18 for 26, 245. What he was doing on the ground was honestly amazing. We know Patrick Mahomes, when it's come playoff time, he's very mobile. He's not scared to use his legs. But what we saw yesterday was design plays, design runs just for Patrick Mahomes. So we haven't really seen that on the regular in recent years, and we saw it multiple times yesterday where there were design runs for Patrick Mahomes. I think he executed flawlessly. 11 carries, 43 yards, two rushing touchdowns. Quietly,
Mm-hmm.
that's the two rushing touchdowns. Who do you think he is? Jalen Hurts, Lamar. So if we're gonna add another, aspect to Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid's gonna start utilizing his legs. He has a baseball background. We know Patrick Mahomes. Don't get me wrong, he's a little thick, but we know he when if he gets into high
Pause.
gear, he can move. Yeah, pause. At the end of the day, I love what I saw from Andy Reid in the offense, because when the passing game, I'm not gonna say struggled, but Travis Kelsey wasn't involved. You know, like you said,
The Bills did take him away. Give credit to
yeah,
that.
exactly. So when the offense wasn't hitting on all cylinders, Andy Reid dug down a little deeper on that bag of trips, started calling design runs for Patrick Mahomes. So to me, just a great overall win for the Kansas City Chiefs and for Buffalo, Dale. We just got to get into it. I'm with you. I don't know why they didn't give James Cook the ball at least a few times during that last drive. He was the best offensive, honestly, weapon you had throughout the whole game. He's the one consistent piece. You know, 13 carries, 85 yards. You should have ran the ball a little more with
Yeah.
James Cook. Two tutties. He caught what, three for around 50. He was your second leading receiver. He had himself a game. So, in my opinion, I think Buffalo Bills kind of shot themselves in the foot to start the season. You let go Stephon Diggs. You needed a Stephon Diggs type player to win a game like this. The wide receiver core, that was the biggest fall from this team. They didn't have that it guy. They didn't have that guy that when they needed to win on one battle and get the ball, like an AJ Brown on the other side, like a Travis Kelsey with the Chiefs. When they need it, they know they can throw it to that guy and he'll come down with the ball. Amari Cooper finally had a decent game, but all respect to Mac Hollins, he's just not that guy. There's no reason why Mac Hollins is your number one wide receiver in a AFC championship game. So to me, they gotta address that issue moving forward. They need themselves a true number one wide receiver. I understand maybe Stephon Diggs wasn't the answer, but they need someone who's gonna be able to make winning plays when it matters. So chop it up, coaching Josh Allen, but in my opinion, they needed another difference maker, and they simply didn't have enough.
Is the Bills a playoff team without Josh Allen? I don't think they are.
If you tell me, all right. If you tell me, let's just say Mitchell Trubisky is the quarterback, then no. But if you tell me, let's just say like Justin Fields, Russ, somebody like that comes in, yeah, I could see them winning 8, 9 games. Not just a guy, but if you give them, let's just say, a pretty good quarterback, yes, they'll be a playoff team. If you take away the MVP, they won't be as good, but at the end of the day, Dale, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, and we know Buffalo won't have a shot in hell without Josh Allen. So
Yeah.
I understand there's some questions that people might want to answers to, especially Monday after the AFC Championship game. But we all know, besides the Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is one of the best talents that we have in the NFL.
Yeah, no question about it. And he's going to get a pass from Buffalo fans for this game because if it wasn't for him, they're not in this position.
And let's just be honest. Don't get me wrong, the first possession was very deers in headlights. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. First possession was horrible.
It's like old Josh Allen.
Yeah, that was like 2018, 2019. Yeah, I agree with you on that 100%. But he didn't
he settled in.
Yeah, he didn't have a bad. It's not like he went out there, fumbled twice, had 2 interceptions. No, so.
But I'll say this, E. You had a better offensive line. You had Josh Allen. You had the better running back. You need to get a yard. When it's 4th and 1 and you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win the game, in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. Now, on the opposite side, was Dalton Kincaid at the line again? Was Josh Allen at the line again? I'm not going to argue here or there. All I'm going to say, I'm going to agree with you. Why is James Cook not getting a possession on 3rd and 4th down on 3rd and 4th and 1?
And I also think it comes down to coaching. I don't think Josh Allen is the problem. I think eventually they will get over the hump. I think he's the modern day Phillip Rivers. He just can't get past Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately. My thing is Sean McDermott has to go. He gets outcoached in every big game. It's just it's unacceptable. You need to call better plays on 4th and 1. Why is James Cook not getting the ball? Why are you calling a tush push? And frankly, you're not running the tush push correctly.
Yeah, it's like a loaded QB sneak.
Why don't they just do a quarterback boot, what Patrick Mahomes does or what Michael Vick used to do? Fake back and just roll out. That's what they do.
Peyton Manning even did it once.
Even Peyton Manning did it. Why don't they do that? He gets outcoached. You're not going to win with Sean McDermott. I think Sean McDermott is a good guy and a good coach, but he's not a big game coach.
Till he wins the big game.
But has he? Will he?
But then we was having the same conversation prior to 2018 with Andy Reid.
Yeah, but now look what he's done.
I know.
We can't even have that anymore.
In 6 years from now, we might have. I highly doubt it. But realistically, let's just say if Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills with Doug, wins 2 out of the next 5.
But those are big ifs because they're not in the NFC. They have to go through Patrick Mahomes for the next
10
years?
Who knows? Who knows? That's the thing. You might have to go a different route to win that big game. At the end of the day, you can't be mad at Doug McDermott or Josh Allen. There's only been 2 players to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's Tom Brady, Bill Belichick twice.
Yeah.
And Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow once. Patrick Mahomes only lost 3 games in his playoff career. That's nuts. 7 years starting, 5 Super Bowl appearances. That's nuts. That's great. All time.
Laura's asking in the chat who is the big game coaching according to you, like the best big game coaches. You obviously got to start with Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh, Andy Reid now, Vince Lombardi, Don Shula, like all the Tom Landry, Bill Parcells.
Jimmy
you got to
Johnson.
go with exactly.
But right now, you got to go with Andy Reid. I'm gonna say I want to say Dan Campbell because he got the guts, but he hasn't done it. But I gotta give Andy Reid right now. You gotta give it to Andy Reid. He's been the most dominant head coach in the football.
I would also say I know it's college, but Nick Saban has to go up there as well. Like
he's retired.
Even Sean McVay. Sean McVay is up there. You have to be a winner. Yeah. Even everyone laughed at the Redskins, but Dan Quinn is a winner. Look at his playoff record and resume. Yeah, he might not win the big game, but at least he gets there. You can't say the same thing about Sean McDermott.
Hey.
And this is not to hate on Sean McDermott. You're sitting here making faces, but I couldn't be more dead ass. Sean McVay's gone there. He's won. You can't say that about him. Sean Payton. 9 out of
WB.
17 seasons, winner. He's won a Super Bowl. Hey, a lot of people make fun of him because of his weight, but Mike McCarthy's a winner. He's a winner. Mike Tomlin, I wanted him fired, but he's a winner as well. Hey, I'm not the biggest Zach Taylor fan, but he's a winner.
I like Zach Taylor.
You like Zach Taylor. I wanted him fired, but Doug Peterson is a winner. Nick Sirianni, is he a winner? He hasn't won the big game. Oh, he won one.
I'm gonna say he's a winner.
No, he didn't win. That was Doug Peterson.
Yeah, not, but I'm gonna say he's a winner. He won 2 NFC titles. He's a winner.
How about this? I know he just came back to the NFL, but Jim Harbaugh.
Oh yeah. He's a national champion. Been to a Super Bowl. Been to an NFC Championship game.
He's 1 for 3 in conference championships. Out of 4 NFL seasons, he's made the playoffs 3 out of 4 seasons.
Yeah, that's all time. That's great.
Kyle Shanahan, I know he can't win the big game. He's 0 for 2, but he's won 2 NFC conferences. He's made the playoffs in 4 out of 7 seasons as a head coach. I would say those are the 3. Andy in modern day, Andy Reid, Sean McVay, and Kyle Shanahan. Is that fair to say?
I'm gonna go. That's tough. I'm gonna go Andy Reid. You gotta give Sean McVay. I'm gonna give Sean McVay credit. He can win a couple big games. I'm gonna go. You went John. I'm gonna go Jim.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna go Jim. I'm gonna go Jim Harbaugh. Mike Tomlin as well. But I'm gonna go Jim, Dale. I'm gonna go Jim.
All right. And yeah, and for real quick, one more thing on Patrick Mahomes. He has now 17 postseason wins, breaking a tie with Joe Montana for the second most wins by a quarterback in playoff history, and trailing only the GOAT, Tom Brady, with 35
and I think now Andy Reid has the most playoff wins in NFL postseason history.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does. Yeah. Wow.
Incredible. Real quick, Super Bowl 59. Do you know the line?
1.5. Shout out my boy Lee. Lee told me. He said, "Well, you like money? Line's already out. 1.5." I said,
it doesn't get to 3. I'll tell you that. No way.
I think it closes at either a pick 'em or 2.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah, -2.
If anything, I think there might be late money for Philly, but I don't think it ever will get to 3. I think maybe 2.
I think we're gonna slowly see a lot of people start putting heavy money on the Chiefs. I'm talking about
to be honest, I think I might have already. -126 on the money line.
Oh, see, that's a great number. I guarantee you will not have that number on Super Bowl. Honestly, you never know.
It's available right now as we're talking. I'm looking.
But like this, if I'm gonna bet the money line, I gotta get. I think it. Personally, like I said, I probably wouldn't even take a team on the Super Bowl. I'll probably just do props because my heart is conflicted. I'm a root for the Eagles, but it's hard to bet against the Chiefs, man. It's really hard.
All right. Besides that, we did have some coaching hires as well. Right before or right after we recorded, Cowboys. Did they even have a search? I mean, it didn't even know.
I know Ben Johnson was interviewed.
No, I say that tongue in cheek. It doesn't even look like they did.
I went like this.
They had offensive coordinator, which I thought was a good interviewee. Kellen Moore. They had Robert Saleh. They had Leslie Frazier. They had a phone call, I guess, with Deion Sanders. But in the end, they did hire their offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer. All-time quote from Jerry, though. Brian Schottenheimer is known as a career assistant, Jerry said. He ain't Brian no more. I mean, Jerry's a legend. He's the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. At the age of 51, he gets his first head coaching job. I don't love it, but it is what it is. What do you think, E?
You know me. I gotta at least be positive. This is a tough one, though, just because there's so many, let's just say, other head coaches out there that's been there and done that were available. Hate it or love it, it looks like Mike McCarthy won't be able to get a job or won't get a job this season. Mike McCarthy would have been a great keep. Dougie P. All the coach, Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, all these other coaches that were available. Even Dion. I said Dion from the get go was laughable, but it was a small chance. I would have even liked Jason Witten better than Shoddy. At the end of the day, can he surprise some people? Can he possibly lead this Cowboys team where Jerry Jones wants to end up, which is the championship? I highly doubt it, but I gotta give him some type of shot. Dude. I think that Jerry Jones gave him this job. We all know Jerry doesn't want to hire a general manager. We all know Jerry is a general manager. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's nice to have great friends in the right places.
In high places, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out Shoddy. Hopefully he has a successful run. I just highly doubt it.
Who do you think they should have hired? Because, I think Jerry just went down the hallway, was just like, hey, what's your name, Brian? You want to get the job?
Look, me personally, I would have either went for Kellen Moore, Jim Harbaugh last year, Bill Belichick, because I'm a Patriots, Mike Vrabel. I would have went defensive minded, and I would have got a nice offensive coordinator. But I would have went defensive. I would have knocked on Pete Carroll's door, like, Pete, save my team. Can he turn it around? Here's 3 years. Mike Vrabel, you need somebody that's not gonna take Jerry's shit. That's gonna laugh at Jerry when Jerry tries to tell him to do something about the team. That's even a Dougie P. Somebody that's respected, that could command the locker room. Say what you want, didn't have a successful year, but a guy like Dougie P could come in and be respected. So I would have went that route, like a Kellen Moore, Dougie P, Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel, or Jim last year, or simply just kept Mike McCarthy.
I just think they fucked up the whole process. They declined Mike McCarthy from interviewing or the process, then made us all believe, hey, we're gonna hire him. Then they don't hire him. Then they have this interview process of just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna look at a few people, and then they go, yeah, we're gonna actually hire Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah. Like it.
Shoddy.
How mad was Skip Bayless?
Oh man, I even had to watch the video. Shout out Skip, he's a legend. One of the probably the greatest to ever do it for sports talk television ever. But as a Dallas Cowboys fan, I know he's frustrated. I gotta call my uncle too, because I know he's probably frustrated. Just because you're downgraded. Like Mike McCarthy, like you said, very respectable, he's a good head coach. That's a downgrade. How you gonna let Mike McCarthy walk out the door and promote Schottenheimer? Schottenheimer. I don't even know his name.
Schottenheimer.
Shoddy.
That's your boy. Hopefully he does well. It's a good hire. I don't know if it's a good it's a good hire for him, or it's a good position for him. I don't know if he's the right guy at the age of 51. But now we're just one team left. It is the New Orleans Saints, and it's looking like Mike McCarthy. But that's an awful job. They're awful with the cap. They have no money.
Think he's gonna accept that job. That's why.
Why not? There's only 32 of them in the world.
Yeah, but you might do a Bill Belichick then, just be like,
if Liam Cohen accepted it, he's a snake, by the way. We can't keep talking about him, but he's a snake. Shout out my boy Big Bob, Rob Saleh. Man, getting the defensive coordinator job, going back to San Francisco. He returns to the job that he had before the Jets hired him for their head coach. I'm happy for him. Hopefully ignites him and his family, because he had a lot of energy. He was a great DC for the San Francisco 49ers, but I'm happy for Big Bob.
Yeah, we all saw the defensive drop-off, too, when we saw him get fired from the Jets job this year. So I think Robert Saleh as a DC is a great defensive coordinator, and as a head coach, it's still uncertain what he could possibly be. At the end,
it was the Jets.
It was the Jets. He didn't really have a quarterback for his first 2-3 years. Aaron Rodgers goes down with an injury last year, and this year, what they give him 5 weeks. So I think Robert
I mean, the
Sala.
kids were running the show. It was so bad
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah. I heard reports came out saying that Woody Johnson's grandson, Woody Johnson didn't approve a trade
Because
because
of the
his
Madden rating. Yeah, it was Jerry Jeudy. They had an opportunity to get Jerry Jeudy, and they said, and his grandson said, "No, he's only a 77 on Madden." What?
what?
I mean, don't get me started. Let's go to the Jets real quick because they did hire a new GM, Darren Morgie. He was the assistant GM in Denver. He's worked with 3 head coaches who've reached the Super Bowl: Sean Payton, Gary Kubiak, and John Fox, legends. He was a part of 2 Super Bowl teams, and the Broncos believe, he played a key role in kind of the resurgence and rebuild of this Denver Bronco team, which we saw this year. Um, when the Broncos interviewed Aaron Glenn for their head coaching vacancy last year, or I think it was 2 years ago in 2022, Darren was in the meeting as part of the search committee. 3 years later now, Glenn and him are part. Now Aaron Glenn is the coach and Darren is the GM, and now they're joining forces to lead the Jets. So I'm a believer. I mean, this guy looks like he's good. He's been part of Super Bowls. He has a ring or two, and he's a fan of Aaron Glenn, which I think so. They're going to be on the same page.
At the end of the day, y'all needed new management. Y'all needed a complete rebuild. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm happy as for you. You should be happy. You should be looking forward to the future. Now you got a new GM, got a new head coach. Now you're gonna address the elephant in the room. What are you gonna do with A-Rod? That's the
Woody
question.
Johnson said he's going to leave it up to Aaron Glenn and Darren, the new GM. I say bring him back one more year, kid. Fully focus one more year because this draft is not good. It's not a deep quarterback draft, I'll say.
Unless you want to go all out on Monroe.
Yeah, no, not at 7. Not at 7. I mean, you got go get offensive line, and I just don't think the quarterback from Florida State is healthy yet.
Or
yeah,
you could just sign Sammy D and go knees deep.
No, we had it already. We had it. And I think he lost some money after those last years. And then Ravens real quick, they extended offensive coordinator Todd Monken in a contract extension today. Baltimore, they led the NFL in offense, and Lamar Jackson is coming off statistically one of his best seasons. His name was thrown around in some head coaching searches, but he's staying in Baltimore for the next few years.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was today. You like that?
Yeah, I like it. Could he possibly go somewhere else? Yeah, absolutely. But hey, it is what it is.
All right, kid. Before we get to the NBA, I know we got some followers in the chat looking for some NBA. But before we do, we get to the association. A quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or a new flavor, coconut, watching the NBA, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. The association, we got a 12-game slate here on a Monday. Tuesday, they got to figure the schedule out. Big games on Monday, not a lot on Tuesdays sometimes. What are we feeling here for Monday?
Yeah, Dale, they got to fix that. I hate the fact that huge day today, only 4 tomorrow. Like, they got to do something about that. But
real quick, though, I forgot. Jimmy Butler is returning after his second suspension against the Magic tonight. Thoughts on that?
It's weird, in my opinion. This is the second time the Heat suspended. It's not like he's did something off court. It's just he's not happy where he's in his situation right now. That's what it comes down to. And the Heat are suspended for player misconduct or whatever. I don't know what's gonna end up. If he's gonna get traded at the deadline, is he gonna stay? I'm not sure, Dill. It's just a funny situation going on right now. It's interesting, but I think Pat Riley's staying put. He don't want to trade Jimmy. But let's start it off, Dill. 7 o'clock start, first game. Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Over under sitting at 222. Shop around, people, because I got a bad number earlier. I got a -6, but I see 5.5, fives as well. Give me the Lakers on the road -5. Uh, taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Next game, New Orleans Pelicans taking on Toronto Raptors. Toronto's been playing a little better ball lately. Gotta give them credit, but Pelicans got that lineup. They got CJ in the lineup. They got Zion back in the lineup. Deal. I got some faith in them. I got a better number earlier, -120 on the money line with the Pelicans. I still love it. I take the 2.5 now. I wouldn't say smash the -142 on the money line, but shop around whatever number you could get. If you could get a -2, 2.5, take it. -3, still like it, but don't love it. To me, one of the best matchups of tonight. Memphis Grizzlies taking on your New York Knicks.
Let's go.
Over under sitting at high enough, 241.5.
Lay the 3.
Lane 3.5. If I had to pick a side, I think your New York Knicks will take your business, still.
Mm-hmm.
But give me Ja Morant over 20.5 points. This number is, to me, is too low. Ja's just been balling since coming back from injury, and we know what do superstars like to do. They like to pull up a show at the Garden. So give me Ja Morant over 20.5. I would advise people to put this in now because I wouldn't be surprised if it's at 21, 22 possibly by game time. Give me Ja over 20.5. Next game, Atlanta Hawks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves lane 10? 10.5?
Hawks not so good, though.
I understand, but who the hell is Minnesota to lay 10? Hawks ain't that good, but 10.5 points. Give me the +10 with Atlanta. That's just a little disrespectful, people. Come on. Next game, Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks still finally coming along now. Took a little longer than expected to, but they get the ball running. Didn't lose the last game. Perfect bounce back spot. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks -8.5, -9.5 against one of the worst teams in all the league, the Utah Jazz. It is a perfect bounce back situation. And then I lean Houston +6.5. Ime Udoka back in Boston, 7:30 start.
Tough game.
Tough game. Is it going to be a good game? I'm going to definitely have my eye on your New York Knicks and Memphis, and then that Houston and Boston game deal.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you because it was over the weekend. Did you watch Nets retire Vince Carter's number?
Yes. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Didn't watch the game, but I saw like the ceremony on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a good, much deserved too. First ballot Hall of Famer. That's Vinsanity.
I got the Raptors jersey. I do.
You got to get the Nets jersey.
The budget, dude. That's a nice jersey. I ordered the Slam shirt, the Mitchell and Ness Slam shirt that they released. I ordered that. I was gonna get the jersey too, but it was like $320. I was like, nah.
Also, keep your eye on this Thursday. The All-Star reserves are announced on TNT around 6:30.
Wemby was robbed. I said it last show.
Yeah.
You know, like LeBron is great, but it's year 21. KD's great. It's year 18. They're still great, but Wemby. Yeah. These other guys, they at least deserve to start. Don't get me wrong, LeBron, but what I would like to see Wemby over KD. Shit, even Anthony Davis. To me, Anthony Davis has been out playing Kevin Durant as well. So to me, get wrong, Steph as well. Steph is that boy. He deserves to start in Golden State because the game is in Oakland. Well, San Francisco. But there's other players to me that at least been playing well enough to start. That's all.
Would your friends categorize you as a Steph hater?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Who did I pick to win the MVP this year?
Not Steph.
Yeah, Steph.
Oh.
Yeah, I sprinkle on him. I took a sprinkle because I was like, man, no Clay. Maybe he goes out there, averages 30-something. We for the first 15 games of the season, you was like, oh, Elvis, you were bugging. Now look at me. Under, looking good. To miss the playoffs, looking good. Make the play-in, looking good.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, that's all we got. Like I said, I've been diving a lot deeper into college basketball. March Madness is right around the corner. Conference play has just started up again. Like I said, SEC is fucking amazing. Florida's good. Auburn is good. Vanderbilt just beat Kentucky. Kentucky's good. Missouri's okay. Big 12, they got some teams. Houston is always Houston. Houston is like the same team, I feel like. They have all these players that just play really good defense.
Yeah, I forgot Houston been good for like 6 years now.
At least, bro. Big East, UConn is good. Shout out Dan Hurley for yelling at the ref the other night. I don't know if you caught it, but he was giving the ref an earful, and the ref turned his back on me. He said, "Don't fucking turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the country."
Real shit.
I think college basketball needs those type of guys, like a Coach K, like Dan Hurley. Like, you need those aggressive, and he's an American Italian, so I respect him. But yeah, SEC is just not a football school anymore. I got 5 plays real quick before we get up out of here. Southeast Louisiana -6.5. Holy Cross and Boston University over 130.5. Incarnate World -3.5. We got Alabama, A&M, and Purine View over 149.5. And then we're going to end it in the state of beautiful Alabama. Alabama State -2.5. By the way, University of Alabama, they're good too in the SEC. Kid, any last words before we get up out of here?
We talking about that short slate tomorrow. We got one line out so
Actually,
far.
I got 2 lines for tomorrow.
Oh,
we got Philly, Lakers, and then we got Milwaukee and Portland.
What's the line for Portland?
Milwaukee -6.5, total 232.
See, I might lay the 6.5 with Milwaukee, and I'll probably lay the 4.5 with the Los Angeles Lakers, just because no Paul George, no Joel Embiid. I understand the Lakers are playing off a back-to-back. It'll be interesting to see if LeBron and Anthony Davis both play tonight and tomorrow. One of them take the night off for tonight, and they play the back-to-back doubleheader tomorrow on TNT.
Real quickie, we have breaking news literally 3 minutes ago from Shams. The Miami Heat are suspending Jimmy Butler indefinitely. Again? Jimmy Butler walked out of Heat shoot-around this morning after being informed the team is planning not to start him. They're going to start Highsmith moving forward, and they said, "You're going to be a bench player from now on." He said, "Peace." I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, that's amazing.
History tells you this is Jimmy's.
He's forcing his way out.
This is Jimmy's moves. At the end of the day, how did I expect him to handle it? I'm Elvis Acosta from the Dreamer. I could have said that's exactly. I'm surprised he didn't punch you in the face before walking out.
I'm surprised he didn't square up with him.
I'm gonna be honest, he probably did get punched in the face. He's just not reporting it. I'm gonna say Jimmy smacked somebody before walking out. I'm gonna say, or at least threw a chair at somebody, and they're just not reporting it.
It's not Spoelstra's fault, though.
I'm not saying it is. All I'm saying is Jimmy Butler has taken this Miami team to 2 finals in 4 years.
Now you're gonna bench me?
Like, it's just a type of what is it like?
Set a precedent.
No, but like worker and
standard?
boss conference. Yeah, it's got to be some type of standard. Like HR should have called Jimmy or something. Like, it got to be some type of boss.
That's hilarious.
Worker type of level of some respect to tell Jimmy about who led you to 2 finals appearances. You coming off the bench of now on. To be honest, Miami Heat, you played yourself.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, Pat Riley, you doing too much right now. You looking like Phil Jackson when he was on the Knicks right
now.
You
don't got to throw a Knicks shade.
My fault. I didn't need to do that. My fault. I didn't need to do that. But you looking like Phil Jackson when he wasn't on the Lakers no more. Let's just say that.
Let's just say
that. Because you're blowing up a small issue to a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you could have easily just
because of pride and ego.
Yeah, but this is lingering for 2 months now.
Yeah. Just trade him. Trade him at this point.
This could have easily never got out like the way it has. And look how he's playing it out. Whatever trade value you thought you was going to get and receive for Jimmy.
Nothing now.
That just went out the window.
Yep. And now you're just suspending him and you're losing games. It's just, it's not
bad for business. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest, Pat Riley, you got to let it go.
Where's Charlemagne? You played yourself.
No, donkey of the day.
Donkey of the day goes to Pat Riley. But that's going to do it, kid. Good luck with all your bets. God bless. And we'll see you guys. Peace.